Hello everyone, my name is Khevikali, currently pursuing Doctor of Ministry at Discipleship Bible College at Dimapur. At the same time, I am involved in church ministry, working as Associate Pastor Youth. As a concerned citizen, I would like to share some of my views related to the upcoming election. Well, India is a democratic country and it gives us an option to change the government and elect its leaders. After a long wait of 5 years, the time of election has finally arrived for every adult citizen to exercise their right to vote and choose the right person to make law, to form the government, to take up major decisions and good governance for the betterment of our society. However, in the past and until now, in the Christian state of Nagaland, when it comes to election, it is always associated with corruption, injustice, the power and tyranny of wealth, inefficiency of administration. The negativity of election is definitely exhausting. It always creates division, discord, tension, and violence, mostly within the community ourselves. And the worst part is we call ourselves as Christian. So I just want everyone to ask ourselves, keeping in mind that we being a Christian and a right-thinking citizen, do we think we are exercising our right in a way it is expected? The corruption in Nagaland is so thick that advocating clean election is like a joke for many people, whereas our living condition has become a joke to others. Let me read out the Bible passage from the book of Romans chapter 13 verse 1. Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Having read this, the verse calls the Christian to submit to the government or our responsibility to civil authority. And it is also clearly mentioned that the government that we are subject to is installed by God Himself to protect and to bring peace. However, we should also keep in mind that God does not belong to any political party and we must continue to be loyal to Him at any circumstances. Christians must take every possible approach to uphold righteousness, like the present situation that gives us an opportunity to vote for what is right and honor God, to vote for something that protects people from evil. I, as a Christian, have to vote for biblical standards, and that becomes my civic duty. Of course, we will have our own preferences, but we should also keep in mind of biblical teaching, which is holy living instead of acquiring more wealth. In regard to acquiring more wealth, we would like to look at the Bible passage that is taken from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 26. It says, What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? We are in this world, but not of this world. It is our responsibility to fix, not break our society, build in harmony and to resist evil, to be responsible, careful, prayerful, and hopeful as we should be. At this moment when everyone is anticipating for election, I just want our Naga brothers and sisters to ask ourselves, how often am I changing? Who am I as a Christian? Are we the same person all the time? Are we consistent? Are we predictable? Let us keep in our mind, though we might change our mind, our God never changes His book. Unfortunately, for too many who name the name of Jesus Christ, change His book according to one's own suitable circumstances. As a citizen, it is our responsibility to be informed of any political perspective. Politics is not a sin, but when people misuse or abuse its power, it brings chaos and disharmony between families, community, and society at large. This could be the reason why there is no harmony among the Naga society and goes against God's will for the people. In Genesis chapter 41, verse 13 to 26 and 41 verses 37 to 57, when we look at it, we read that when all Egyptians began to feel the famine, the people cried to Pharaoh for food. Then Pharaoh told all the Egyptians, Go to Joseph and do what he tells you. When the famine had spread Over the whole country, Joseph opened the storehouse and sold grain to the Egyptian. The famine was even extended to the land of Canaan where his family were, and so he prevented his family from starvation. This perfect example could also be our leaders today. We are living in a society where election campaign is all about manifesto, and those manifestos becomes dream, and when the reality hits, shaping the future, opportunity for improvement, youth employment issues, bringing transparency in their function becomes another lie. Thus, we the common public become poorest of the poor, and the only few elite get to enjoy the power. Another reality check is that the public who has power becomes money-driven, as during election, money power comes into combat. Winston Churchill, the former Prime Minister of UK, on his statement, he says, if independence is granted to India, power will go to the hand of rascal, rogue, freebooters. All Indian leaders will be of low caliber and men of straw. They will have sweet tongue and silly hearts. They will fight among themselves for power, and India will be lost in political squabbles. A day would come when even air and water would be taxed in India. Much to our dismay, this prophecy might have come true because of some leaders. However, I urge all the political leaders not to fall into this prophecy. Let your leadership does not become mean-minded and mad at the expense of your own brothers and sisters. Let our leaders save their nation, people, and their families, like Joseph does during the time when people are desperate and in need of help. Let visible demonstration be our mandate so that our younger generation may see the new society or new Nagaland that we hope for. Thank you.